Well, hello there, Moody. Father around?
No, sir, Mr. Cuthbert. He left me to close up.
Will the 5:30 train to Charlottetown be along soon?
That was the 6 o'clock just left, but there's a passenger on the 5:20 bus for you. She's out there on the bench.
She?
Yes, sir. There's more scope for imagination there.
It's a boy outcome for not a girl.
Guess there's been some mistake. Miss Spencer came off the train with that girl. Said you and your sister would be here for her presently.
But
Sorry, Mr. Cuthbert. She's the only orphan we've got.
I'm confused.
My dad said I gotta close up. Maybe you should ask the girl.
You must be Mr. Matthew Cuthbert. I'm Anne Shirley. I was beginning to think that you weren't going to come for me, and I started thinking of all the things that might have prevented you from happening. I made up my mind that I would stay all night in that big cherry tree down the track, and I wouldn't be a bit afraid.
I'm sorry I'm late. The buggy's just over here. Let me take the bag.
Oh no, it isn't heavy. It has all my worldly goods in it, but it isn't heavy. Miss Spencer said it would be about 8 miles. Miss Spencer also said that Miss Cuthbert would be with you.
Will was back at the house, getting it ready for the,
Oh. I don't suppose you are an orphan asylum. It's worse than anything you could ever imagine. Miss Spencer said it was wicked of me to talk like that. But it's easy to be wicked without knowing it, isn't it? There's just such little scope for imagination in the asylum. I used to lie awake at nights and imagine. Guess that's why I'm so thin. I am dripping thin, ain't I? I haven't got a pick on my bones. I like to imagine that I'm plump with dimples in my elbows. Prince Edward Island is the most gloomiest place, but those red roads are so funny. I asked Miss Spencer what made the road red, and she said she didn't know, and for goodness sake to stop asking her so many questions. She said I must have asked her 1,000 already. But how are you going to find out about anything if you don't ask questions? And what does make the road red?
Well, now, I don't know.
It's amazing to think of all the things there are to ask questions about. But am I talking too much? If you'd rather I didn't talk, I can't stop, although it is difficult.
Well, now, no, you talk as much as you'd like. I don't mind.
Oh, good. I feel we're going to be good friends. Just now, I feel pretty near perfectly happy. I can't feel exactly perfectly happy because, well, what color do you call this?
Well, that's red, ain't it?
Yes. Now you see why I can't be exactly perfectly happy. No one could who has red hair. I can imagine doing all the other things. My skinniness, my freckles, and my green eyes. But I cannot imagine away my red hair. It'll be my lifelong sorrow. Oh, Mr. Cuthbert, oh, Mr. Cuthbert, oh, Mr. Cuthbert. Oh, Mr. Cuthbert, what is this place?
What do you mean?
This white place.
You must be in the avenue. The old man planted all these apple trees along the road years ago. I guess it is kind of a pretty place.
Pretty? Oh, beautiful doesn't even go far enough. It's just wonderful. Wonderful. It's the first place that I ever saw that can be improved upon by the imagination. It just satisfies me here. Attic. I'm going to call it the White Way of Delight. I've never had a home before.
Now that there's Barry's Pond.
Barry's Pond. I don't like that name either. I shall call it, let me see, the Lake of Shining Waters. When I sit on a name that suits it exactly, it gives me a thrill. Do things ever give you a thrill?
Well, now, yes. Want to see those white grubs spade up in the cucumber beds? Neat to look at those things.
I don't think that could be the exact same kind of thrill. Why do you suppose other people call it Barry's Pond?
I guess because Mr. Barry lives up in that house over there.
Does Mr. Barry have any little girls? Well, not so very little either. About my size?
Well, no, he does. He's got one about 12. Her name's Diana.
Oh, Diana. What a such lovely name.
Well, no, I don't know.
Good night, Lake of Shining Waters.
Oh, we're getting pretty close. That's Green Gables.
Oh, don't tell me. Can I guess? I'm sure I'll guess it right. It's that one, isn't it?
Well, now you guessed it.
I felt I was home as soon as I saw it.
Matthew Cuthbert. Who is this? Where's the boy?
There wasn't any boy. There was only her.
There must have been a boy. We sent word to Mrs. Spencer to bring us a boy.
Well, she didn't. She brought her. I couldn't leave her there no matter where the mistake was, Marilla.
Well, this is a pretty piece of business.
You don't want me? You don't want me because I'm not a boy? Oh, I should have known. No one ever did want me.
Well, there's no need to cry so about it.
Yes, there is indeed. This is the most tragical thing that's ever happened to me.
Well, don't cry anymore. We're not going to turn you out of doors tonight. You'll have to stay here until we can investigate this affair. Now, what's your name?
Could you please call me Cordelia?
Call you Cordelia. Is that your name?
No, not exactly.
I don't know what on earth you mean. If Cordelia isn't your name, then what is?
Anne Shirley? Oh, but it shouldn't matter much what you call me if I'm only going to be here a little while.
Nonsense. Anne is a real good, plain, and sensible name.
Fine, if you won't call me Cordelia, please call me Anne, spelled with an E.
Very well then, Anne, with an E. Can you tell us how this mistake came in? Were there no boys at the asylum?
Oh, yes, but Miss Spencer said distinctly that you wanted a girl about 12 years old. I couldn't sleep at all last night for joy. Why didn't you leave me at the train station? If I hadn't seen the White Way of Delight or the Lake of Shining Waters, this wouldn't be so hard.
What on earth is she talking about?
Well, she's just, it was just a conversation we had on the road.
If I was beautiful and had nut brown hair, would you keep me?
No. We need a boy to help Matthew on the farm. A girl would be of no use to us. Take off your hat and sit to tea.
I can't eat anything. I'm in the depths of despair.
What in the world?
The depths of despair. A lump comes right up in your throat and you can't eat anything. Not even if it was a chocolate caramel.
A what?
A chocolate caramel. I had one once 2 years ago. It was simply delicious. Don't be offended that I can't eat anything. Everything smells nice.
You must be tired. Let's get her to bed.
Yes, but where? I got the pallet in the pantry ready for the boy, and that won't do. And the spare room isn't for... Come along, then. The East Gables room is clean. I suppose you have a nightgown?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then undress as quick as you can and get to bed. Good night.
How can you call it a good night when you know this must have been the very worst night I've ever had?
But this is a fine kettle of fish. This is what comes of sending word instead of going ourselves. One of us will have to go up to Mrs. Spencer's tomorrow. That girl will have to go back to the asylum.
I suppose so.
You suppose so? Don't you know it?
Well, now, it seems sort of ashamed to send her back when she seems so set on staying.
Matthew Cuthbert, you don't mean to say you think we ought to keep her?
Well, no, I don't think we should be expected to keep her.
I should say not. What good would she be to us anyway?
Maybe we would be some good to her.
I think that child has bewitched you. I can see plain as plain that you want to keep her.
Well, maybe she could be some companionship for you.
I'm not suffering for companionship, thank you. It's you that needs the help, not me.
I could hire a French boy to help out.
I'm not going to keep her. What? Aren't you having your tea? Matthew! Well, you've washed those dishes right enough, I'll give you that.
Thank you. I'm glad it's a sunshiny day and not a rainy day. I feel it's easier to bear up under affliction on a sunshiny day. I do feel I have a lot to bear up under, although I do like rainy mornings real well, too.
Oh, for pity's sake, child, hold your tongue. You talk entirely too much for a little girl. I suppose I can have the mare and buggy today? I'm going to take Anne with an E down to Mrs. Spencer's to settle this thing. I suppose she'll make arrangements to send her back to Nova Scotia. It's nothing worse than a man who won't talk back.
Oh, I think he's lovely. He didn't mind how much I talked. I felt he was a kindred spirit as soon as I saw him.
Well, you're both odd enough, if that's what you mean. Well, sit down and hold your tongue till Matthew comes back. Well, don't you have any piecework to do? Mending? Idle hands? Well, since you're bent on talking, you might as well talk to some purpose. Tell me what you know about yourself.
Can't I please tell you what I imagine about myself?
No, I don't want any more of your imaginings. Just you stick to plain bold facts. How old are you and where were you born?
Oh, well, I was 12 in March, and I was born in Bolingbroke, Nova Scotia. My parents, Walter and Bertha, were teachers at the Bolingbroke High School. Aren't Walter and Bertha lovely names?
I don't suppose it matters much what one's name is so long as he behaves himself.
Well, I don't know. I read in a book once that a rose by any other name would smell just as sweet, but... Anyways, when my mother met my father, she gave up teaching, of course. Miss Thomas, she worked for them sometimes, said that they were as poor as church mice, and that I was the homeliest baby she ever saw. But my mother thought I was beautiful. She died of fever whenever I was just 3 months old. I do wish she had lived long enough for me to remember calling her mother. Father died 4 days afterward of fever, too, and that's whenever I became an orphan and nobody knew what to do with me. So Miss Thomas took me in, and I lived with her and her drunken husband till I was 8 years old. And as soon as I could walk, I helped with the children. There were 4 of them, younger than me. And then Mr. Thomas died falling under a train. So Miss Hammond from up the river came down and took me in, and I lived with her for 4 years. Now, I like kids in moderation, but twins 3 times in succession is too many. I told Miss Hammond so firmly when the last pair came.
I should say so.
And then Mr. Hammond died falling under a train, so that's whenever I went to the asylum, and then Miss Spencer came after 4 months.
Those women, Mrs. Hammond and Mrs. Thomas, were they good to you?
I'm sure they meant to be. Isn't she beautiful?
What?
The cherry tree. I saw a corner of her from my room. She blooms as if she really meant it. I named her the Snow Queen.
Oh. Well, I'll be back in time to milk the cows, Matthew.
Little Jeremy Beale out from down by the creek came by this morning. I thought I might hire him for the summer.
Oh, please. How long to Miss Spencer's?
Well, about 10 miles, I guess.
Good. I don't want to get there. Somehow it'll feel like the end of everything. Now be quiet! I'm so sorry about the noise, Miss Cuthbert. And of course I'm terribly sorry about the mistake. Bridget's daughter Nancy is a terrible flighty thing, and she said particularly that you wanted a girl, but I don't think that you have to send her back. Miss Peter Blute was complaining just this morning that what she really needed was a little girl like Anne to help her. Excuse me.
Anne, go wait in the buggy.
Gladly. She's got such a large family, you know, and she keeps losing the girl that she hired to help.
Well, Matthew and I hadn't decided exactly that we wouldn't keep Anne, so, I think I should go back and discuss it with him further. Thank you for your time.
Hey, Beula's wife, I wouldn't give a dog to that one.
I don't much fancy her style myself, but it's either that or keep Anne ourselves.
Yeah, and?
I saw you prowling the lane when you drove up. I saw you beaming like an idiot when you saw she was with me. I've been thinking.
Well?
Well, nothing. I said I've been thinking.
Did I really hear you say you're thinking you might let me stay at Green Gables?
Yes, you did hear just that and no more. You might have said to let Mrs. Blewett keep you after all. Lord knows she needs you, I don't. Now, Anne, last night you left your clothes strewn all about this room. I have no need for any little girls who aren't nice and neat.
I'm sorry. I was so harrowed up in my mind last night. I'll try and fold them nice and neatly tonight.
Well, you'll have to remember better if we decide to keep you. Now you can say your prayers.
Oh, I don't say prayers.
What? And don't you know that it is a very wicked thing not to say your prayers every night? I'm afraid God must think that you are a very bad little girl.
Well, you find it easier to be bad than good if you have red hair. Besides, Miss Thomas told me that God made my hair red on purpose. I haven't cared for him since.
Well, you must say your prayers every night while you were under my roof.
Oh, I will, if only you'll keep me. But you must tell me what to say for just this once.
Very well, then, kneel down.
Why must someone kneel down to pray? If I really wanted to pray, I go out to a great big field and look up into the beautiful blue sky.
Anne.
What must I say?
Well, you must. Now I lay me down to sleep. Oh, Anne, you're old enough to say your own prayers. Just thank God for your blessings and ask him humbly for the things that you want.
All right. Gracious Heavenly Father, that's what the ministers say in church. Gracious Heavenly Father, I thank thee for the white way of the light and the lake of shining waters. Oh, and the beautiful snow queen. And that's all the blessings now I can think of now to thank you for. As for my wants, it would take a great deal of time to name them all, so I will only name two most important. Please let me stay at Green Gables, and please let me be beautiful when I grow up. Yours truly, Anne. There, did I do all right?
Well, I suppose that'll do for now. I'll teach you a proper one in the morning. Now mind you clean up these clothes. Get to bed.
Oh, wait. I just remembered. I should have said amen instead of yours truly. Do you think it'll make a difference?
No, I don't suppose it will.
Good.
Get to bed. Good night.
I will. And it is a good night.
Matthew Cuthbert. It is about time that somebody adopted that child and taught her something. She is next door to a perfect heathen. I dare say it seems sort of a duty. I might mark it up, and mind you're not to go interfering in my methods. Maybe an old maid doesn't know how to raise a child, but I reckon she knows a great deal more than an old bachelor. When I fail, it'll be time enough to put your oar in.
What place, Miss Cuthbert?
I suppose I might as well tell you. Matthew and I have decided to keep you. That is, if you will show yourself grateful and try to be a very good little girl. Well, what on earth are you doing now?
I'm happy, but I'm crying. Why am I crying?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because you're so worked up and overexcited. Sit down in that chair and try to calm yourself.
Oh, please, Miss Cuthbert, what shall I call you? Can I please call you Aunt?
No, you will call me plain Marilla. I am not your aunt, and I don't believe in calling people names that don't belong to them.
Well, but we can imagine you're my aunt.
I couldn't.
Don't you ever imagine things different from the way they really are?
No.
Oh, Miss Cuthbert, Marilla, so much you miss.
When the good Lord puts us in certain circumstances, he does not care for us to imagine them away. Which reminds me, the Lord's Prayer is in here. You're to devote your time today to learning it off by heart. There's to be no more such praying as I heard last night.
Oh, I've heard this prayer before, and you taught it in Sunday school. I'm so glad you thought of making me learn it.
Oh, well, then learn it, and hold your tongue.
Do you think I'll find my bosom friend in Avonlea?
A what friend?
Bosom friend. The most kindred spirit whom I can confide my inmost soul to. Do you think I'll find her here in Avonlea?
Well, I don't know. Diana Barry is about your age, but you'll have to mind your manners. Mrs. Barry won't let Diana play with any little girl who isn't nice and good.
What's Diana like? She doesn't have rest.
It seems impossible for you not to talk if there's anybody around to listen to you. So take that to your room and learn that prayer.
It's here on the wall, but I can see my reflection in it. My room is waiting to make really a thick glitter. My skin is ivory, and my hair is as black as gold. Oh, God, I can't imagine that away. We're just Anne of Green Gables. That's a million times nice to be Anne of Green Gables or Anne of nowhere in particular. That must be Diana's house. Hello, I'm Aunt Shirley. I hope you'll be my bosom friend. Hello, I'm Anne of Green Gables.
Rachel, come in. Now, Marilla, I'll just tell you plain, I think you're doing a mighty foolish thing, a risky thing, that's what. Yes, a lovely evening, Rachel. I'm glad you could stop by. Bringing a strange child into your house. I admit I've had some qualms myself. Couldn't you have just sent her back? Well, now, Rachel, I suppose we could, but Matthew's taken a real fancy to her. She's a bright little thing. In fact, she's only been here about a week, and the house seems a different place already. It's a great responsibility you've taken on yourself, and no experience with children, but I don't mean to discourage you, I'm sure, Marilla. Well, I'm not feeling very discouraged, Rachel. Now, I don't suppose you came all this way just to see me. Anne!
Yes, Marilla?
Anne, this is Mrs. Lynde.
Well, they didn't pick you for your looks. She's terrible skinny, Marilla. Come here, child. Let me have a look at you. Lawful heart, did you ever see such freckles? And hair as red as carrots. Come here, child, I say.
I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! How dare you call me skinny and ugly? How dare you call me freckled and red-headed? You're a mean, rude, unfeeling woman!
Anne!
What? How would you like it if someone called you clumsy and fat and probably not any spark of imagination in you?
Anne Shirley, go to your room and stay there until I come in.
Did anybody ever see such a temper?
You shouldn't have twitted her about her looks, Rachel.
Marilla Cuthbert, you don't mean to say.
No, I'm not trying to excuse her behavior. She's been very naughty, and I'll give her a good talking to. But we must make allowances. She's never been taught what is right. And you work too hard on her, Rachel.
Well, I see I'll have to be very careful since the fine feelings of orphans from goodness knows where have to be considered above all else. You take my advice, which I suppose you won't do, we'll give her that talking to with a fair-sized birch switch.
Well, you've made a fine exhibition of yourself. I don't dare say that Mrs. Lynde was exactly right. She's much too outspoken. But that is no excuse. She was your elder and a visitor and my friend, and you were rude and saucy and... And you must go to her and tell her that you were very sorry for your bad temper and ask her to forgive you.
I can never ask Mrs. Lynde to forgive me. You can punish me any way you like. You can lock me up in a dark, damp dungeon inhabited by snakes and toads and only feed me bread and water, but I cannot go and apologize to Mrs. Lynde.
Well, I'm not in the habit of locking people up in dark, damp dungeons. But apologize to Mrs. Lynde you must and shall, and you're going to stay here in this room until you are ready to do it.
I'll have to stay in here forever then.
Well, you'll have the night to come to a better frame of mind.
Anne, how you making it?
Pretty well. I imagine a good deal.
Marilla's a dreadful determined woman. Dreadful determined. Don't you think you ought to go ahead and do it and get it over with?
Are you going to apologize to Mrs. Lynn?
Just smooth it over, so to speak.
I could do it for you, if you really wanted me to.
It has been quite lonesome downstairs without you. Go and smooth it over. That'd be easy, girl.
It would be true to say that I am sorry now. All right, I'll tell Marilla that I've repented.
That's right, Anne. That's right. Let's just not tell Marilla I said anything about it, okay?
Ron, Joseph won't drive a secret from me. Matthew?
Yes?
How would Ron Joseph drive a secret from someone?
Well, now? I don't know.
Marilla? I'm ready to go and apologize to Mrs. Lynn.
Well, all right then. Let's move on. We'll go right now.
Oh, but could we please wait 5 minutes?
Wait 5 minutes? Whatever for?
So I can think out what I must say to her.
Rachel,
Marilla?
Anne has something she would like to say.
Very well. Well?
Oh, Mrs. Lynn, I'm so extremely sorry. I disgraced my dear friends Matthew and Marilla, who let me stay at Green Gables even though I'm not a boy. It was wicked of me to fly into a temper because you told me the truth. My hair is red. I am skinny and freckled and ugly. What I said to you was true. Oh, but I shouldn't have said it. Please, please forgive me. If you refuse, it'll be a lifelong sorrow on a poor little orphan girl.
There, get up, child. Of course I forgive you. I guess I was a little too hard on you anyway. It can't be denied your hair is terrible red, but I knew a red-headed girl once whose hair darkened to a real handsome auburn when she grew up. I wouldn't be a mite surprised if yours did too. Not a mite.
Oh, Mrs. Lynn, you've given me hope.
All right, that's enough now, Anne. Go wait for me in the lane. Rachel?
Now, Marilla, she's a real odd thing, to be sure, but she may turn out all right now she's come to live among civilized folks. On the whole, I kind of like her.
I apologize real well, didn't I?
To make many more such apologies.
It's comforting to apologize and be forgiven, isn't it? If you had to live in a star, which one would you live in? I live in that one over the hill over there.
For pity's sake, Anne, please hold your tongue and let's get home.
It's wonderful to be going home and know that it's home. There's such scope for the imagination and wind. I'll hold my tongue just now.
Well, thank goodness for that anyway. Well, do you like them?
I can pretend that I like them.
I don't want you to pretend. What's the matter with them? Aren't they neat and clean and new?
Yes, but they're not pretty.
Pretty? I don't believe in pampering vanity, Anne. I'll tell you that right off. Besides, I should think you would be grateful for most anything after those skimpy, wincey things you've been wearing.
I just wish one of them had puff sleeves.
Well, I haven't any material to waste on puff sleeves. I think they're ridiculous-looking things anyhow.
I'd rather look ridiculous like everyone else than plain and simple all by myself.
Well, trust you for that. I have some news for you, Anne. Diana Barry came back into town this afternoon, and I'm going up to see if I can borrow a skirt pattern from Mrs. Barry. If you like, you can come along with me, maybe get acquainted with Diana. What do you say? How does that sound to you? Well, for goodness sake, if the child isn't actually trembling.
Well, how would you feel if you were going to meet your bosom friend and her mother might not like you?
Come along now, and just don't make any more of those startling speeches of yours.
How do you do, Marilla?
Well enough, thank you.
And this is the little girl you have adopted, I suppose?
Yes, this is Anne Shirley.
Spelled with an E.
How are you?
Well in body, but bumper in spirit. There wasn't anything funny in that, was there, Marilla?
This is my little girl, Diana. Diana, you might take Anne out to the garden and show her your flowers. It would be much better for you than straining your eyes over that book. Come in, Marilla. For she reads entirely too much, and I can't prevent her.
I don't know why Mother's always complaining about me reading books. I like stories, don't you, Anne? Well, anyway, here's a flower garden. Mother doesn't notice it, but I get to this little patch over here by myself. See, the daffodils and peonies were already there, but I put all the bleeding hearts and sweet clover and...
Oh, Diana, do you think you can like me enough to be my friend?
Well, it would be jolly to have somebody to play with.
Will you swear to be my bosom friend?
Well, I don't know. It's dreadfully wicked to swear.
Oh, no, not my kind of swearing. There are two kinds, you know.
I've never heard of but one kind.
Mine just means to vow and promise solemnly.
Well, then, how do you do it?
Well, first we must join hands, and then it must be over running water. I don't see any, so we'll just pretend this path is running water. Now you're going to say what I say. I, Anne Shirley, solemnly swear to be faithful to my bosom friend, Diana Barry, as long as the sun and the moon shall endure. Now you put your name in.
I, Diana Barry, solemnly swear to be faithful to my bosom friend Anne Shirley, as long as the sun and moon shall endure. There. You are an odd girl, Anne, but I don't care. I think I'm going to like you real well.
This should be good for another day or two.
Good. Marilla, there's going to be a Sunday school picnic, and there's going to be ice cream. Think of it, ice cream. I've never had ice cream before. Can I please go?
Anne, have you seen anything of my amethyst brooch?
I saw it for just a minute this morning.
Did you touch it?
Yes.
You had no business to do anything of the sort. Now, where did you put it?
I put it right back on the bureau.
No, it isn't anywhere on the bureau. You must have taken it out or something.
I put it right back on the bureau. I'm perfectly certain of it.
And the brooch is gone, and by your own admission, you were the last person to have handled it. So tell me this instant, what is the truth? What did you do with it?
I put it right back on the bureau, and that is the truth if I was to be led to the block for it, although I'm not very certain what a block is. So there, Marilla.
Anne Shirley, I believe that you were telling me a falsehood. No, not another word. Go to your room and stay there until you've decided to confess.
But the picnic's tomorrow.
Picnics? You'll go to no picnics, Anne Shirley, not until you've confessed.
Oh, Marilla.
What? I don't think she stole it or anything. Probably just took it out to pretend with. But to think that she tells falsehoods, Matthew, I declare I feel worse about that than I do about the brooch.
You think maybe it fell behind the bureau?
What do you think, Matthew? I moved the bureau. I looked in all the drawers. I have searched every nook and cranny of that room. The brooch is gone, and she has taken it and lied about it.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
What am I going to do? Or she's going to stay in her room until she confesses. Perhaps if she'll only tell us where she took it, we could find it. But whether she does or whether she doesn't, she will have to be severely punished. You know? Matthew?
Well, now, you're going to be the one to punish her. You warned me off yourself.
Well, where are you going?
I'm just going to take my oar outside.
Matthew?
Anybody doing any confessing lately?
I haven't seen her since yesterday morning. But she will. Just you wait and see.
You going to take anything up to her?
Yes, I'm not in the habit of starving people into confessions, Matthew. Yes?
I'm ready to confess.
Ah.
I took your amethyst brooch just as you said. I was overcome by an irresistible temptation. I thought it'd be easy to be Lady Cordelia Fitzgerald if I had a real amethyst brooch on. So I took it to show Diana, and as I was going over the Lake of Shining Waters, I bent over to take another look at it, and just then the clasp came undone, and it went all down purply and sparkling.
And this is terrible.
I know, and I know I'll have to be punished, but I'd like to get it over with so that I can go to the picnic with nothing on my mind.
Picnic, indeed. You'll go to no picnic today, Anne Shirley. That'll be your punishment.
But Marilla, that's why I confessed.
Not another word. You are not going to that picnic, and that is final.
Oh, Marilla.
And a final... I'm going over to Rachel Lynn, for maybe I might get some useful advice. Oh, dear life and heart, what is this? Now I remember. I did lay my shawl on the bureau for a minute yesterday. Now, what did that girl mean by telling me she took this and lost it? Anne Shirley, come in here this instant.
Yes, Marilla?
And I have just found my brooch clinging to the lace of my shawl.
Marilla?
Yes, now I want to know what that rigmarole you told me just now meant.
Well, you said that if I confessed that I could go to the picnic, and I was bound to go. So I thought out a real interesting confession, and I said it over and over again, so so that I wouldn't forget it. And then you wouldn't let me go to the picnic after all.
And you do beat all. Now, it was wrong for me not to trust your word. I see that now. And though it was wrong for you to confess to something you didn't do, I drove you to it. So if you'll forgive me, then I'll forgive you, and we'll start square again. Now let's get you to that picnic. Matthew's gone to bring the buggy round, and I'll fill this basket full of goodies for you to take. Why don't you fill this one with strawberries?
Oh, thank you. No, 5 minutes ago I was so sad wishing I'd never been born. But now I wouldn't trade places with an angel.
Yes, she's been getting along just fine. She's a real odd girl, though. Can't imagine how she would hold her tongue for an entire school day. Seems to be real popular. Oh, yes. Oh, Marilla, Ruby Gillis gave me an apple, and Sophia Sloane let me wear her bead ring all afternoon. Oh, and we had scrumptious fun playing at lunch. Scrumptious? Yes. Oh, and Marilla, Prissy Andrews told me that Minnie McPherson told her that she heard Sarah Gillis tell Ruby Gillis that I have a very pretty nose.
And so she does if you don't count all the freckles.
It troubles her some that she's still in the 4th class. All of her friends are in the 5th, you know.
Well, she won't be alone for long. Gilbert Blythe will be back soon.
Gilbert? But he's 14, I thought he would be in the 5th class.
He didn't go to school while he was in Alberta with his father.
That's right, John was sick for a time. Oh, what on earth? Anne Shirley, what in the world?
I'm not going back to that school again.
What do you mean?
I hate Mr. Phillips, and I'm not going back there again.
Nonsense.
Don't you understand? I've been insulted.
Insulted fiddlesticks. You're going to go back to that school tomorrow as usual.
Oh, no. I can be good all the time and quiet. And I can learn my lessons here. But I'm not going back to that school.
Anne, what had happened?
That Gilbert Blythe. Oh, I can't talk about it now.
Matthew, maybe we shouldn't.
Oh, good. Here's some of the girls. Maybe.
Yes. Come in, Jane, Diana, Ruby.
Mrs. Lynn, we were just wondering if we could see Anne.
I'm afraid Anne doesn't want to speak to anyone at the moment.
I told you.
What happened, girls?
It was Gilbert Blythe. It was his first day back. He'd been away all summer at his cousin's in New Brunswick, and it was his first day back. I just said that. Oh.
Let's go with life with Moody. Just look at him and don't you think he's handsome?
He teaches us girls and takes care of us. He just torments our lives out. Yes. Take notice. Gilbert Blythe plus
morning, Moody. Gilbert.
Diana Barry, you little crow.
Gilbert's back.
Gilbert, how's your summer?
Oh, all right, I reckon. It wasn't Brunswick.
Jane Andrews, you little squirrel.
I should have introduced you. Good morning, Josie.
Diana. Well, it won't be so easy to say hi to your class now, Anne. What?
After this, you'll have Gilbert Blythe in your class, and as I told you, he's ever so smart.
Yes.
Yes.
Gilbert! Diana, I do think your Gilbert Blythe is handsome, but I also think he's very bold.
Yes, girls, but what happened?
Anne is spelling champion at the 4th class, and Gilbert was trying to take her crown.
Anne couldn't spell a pen man.
But Gilbert couldn't either.
I've never even heard of it.
Then Mr. Phillips called them ties and said they would both be leaving the bar class soon.
And he told us to work on math problems silently while he worked with Queen's Academy scholars at the back.
Meaning the blood potion.
Jane,
Well, then Mr. Phillips started roaming over his old poem. Shall I compare you to a summer's day?
Anne, look.
here. How dare you! You mean, rude, hateful boy!
Ow!
Then Mr. Phillips made Anne go to the back of the class. And he went on the board. Anne Shirley has a very bad temper.
He spelt it without an E, Marilla. Then he made her put on the dunce cap. Then Gilbert said it was his fault because he teased Anne.
So Mr. Phillips made him go up beside Anne, and he wrote on the board, Gilbert Blythe must tease his lady friend more discreetly.
Then he made Gilbert stand right beside Anne.
Because there was only one cap and they had to share it.
And he made them hold hands because there was only one cap.
I just said that.
Oh.
And she wouldn't.
And she made her.
Then Mr. Phillips said, since you two have succeeded in commanding the attention of the entire school, we have no choice but to take notice. Well, I guess she's at the head of the class now.
It was awful. You should have seen her face. It was actually white with little red spots.
Oh, mercy.
Then it was time to go. We started to pack up our things and leave.
Hey, look here, Anne. I'm awfully sorry I made fun of your hair. Can't we just be friends? Anne?
Oh, how could you, Anne?
I hate that Gilbert Blythe.
But you know he teases all the girls. You saw him call me a crow before school.
I don't care. Gilbert Blythe and Mr. Phillips have hurt my feelings excruciatingly.
Why are you taking all those things home?
I'm not coming back to this school with that man teaching here again.
Oh, Anne. And she wouldn't even let me walk home with her.
Well, Anne will come see you, Diana, when she's ready. You girls run along home now. Thank you for stopping by.
Goodbye.
Well. So what do you suggest, Rachel?
Since you've asked, Marilla, I'll tell you. I just humor her. Rachel, it's my belief that Mr. Phillips was in the wrong. Of course, it doesn't do to say so in front of the children.
No.
I wouldn't say school to her until she said it herself. She'll cool off in a week or so and be ready to go back. But if you were to make her go back right off, Peter knows what tantrum she'd throw.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Of course I am.
So late. She left me in charge of everything.
Well, it's awfully nice, Marilla, to let you invite me over for tea.
Well, Marilla is a very generous woman. She said we could have fruitcake and cherry preserves for tea. Oh, she also said that we could have raspberry cordial. Don't you just love bright red drinks? I think they taste twice as good as any other drink. Just wait here.
What?
Wait here. Now knock.
What?
Knock.
Oh.
Why, Diana, do come in. Here, let me take that. How nice of you to join me for tea. How is your mother?
You were just at my house. You saw her.
Diana.
Oh. She is very well, thank you. And Marilla?
Marilla is excellent in health. Thank you, Diana.
And I suppose Mr. Cuthbert's off hauling the potatoes to the ship, is he?
Yes, our potato crop is very good this year. I hope your father's crop is good too.
It is fairly well, thank you.
If you'll try some of these cookies, I will go get the cordial.
Thank you, Anne.
Oh,
What's the matter?
Marilla said it'd be on the second shelf. Oh, here it is. It was on the third shelf. Try some while I go get the tea ready.
This raspberry cordial tastes so good, Anne. I never knew that it could taste like this.
Oh, I'm real glad you like it. Have as much as you'd like.
Well, it does taste really good, and I am awfully thirsty.
Well, you know how Marilla is a famous cook? Well, she's trying to teach me to cook, but I assure you, Diana, it is uphill work.
Oh, Anne, I do wish you'd come back to school. Now I just have a Josie Pye, and she drives me crazy with her wiggling and screeching on her chalkboard.
Oh.
Well, maybe I'll just have one more glass. Are you sure you don't want any, Anne?
I'm sure. Have as much as you'd like.
Last week, Ruby Gillis turned away all of her warts.
She didn't.
She didn't choose you. And the magic bubble that Mary Jo from the Creek gave her. And Charlie Slim's name was written up with M. White on the porch wall, and M. White was awful mad about it.
I'm sure she was.
And Gilbert Blythe is head of 4th class, and Mr. Phillips says,
Please, Diana, I don't want to hear anything about that person.
Here, let me help you with...
Oh, it's okay, I got it. Diana, what's the matter?
Oh, Anne, I'm awful sick. I have to go home.
You mustn't dream of going home without your tea. It's It's all ready. I can pour it right now. No, Anne, I must go home this very minute. How am I to get you something to eat? You'll feel better anyhow. Oh, we're getting up now. Where does it hurt? I'm awful dizzy. Oh, I haven't heard of company going home without their tea.
Oh, Anne, did Mrs. Lynde have the quilting frames that I asked for? Well, whatever is the matter now?
Mrs. Lynde said that Miss Berry said that I sent Diana home drunk on Saturday, and that I sent her home in a spiritual state, and that I'm a wicked little girl and to never play with Diana ever again.
Sent Diana home drunk? What did you give her?
Nothing but raspberry cordial. I didn't even think that 3 tumblerfuls could set someone drunk.
Anne.
What is it?
You sure have a genius for getting into trouble. You went and gave Diana the currant wine, not raspberry cordial.
Oh, Miss Berry will never believe that I sent Diana home drunk on purpose.
Well, I should think that she should better punish Diana for being so greedy as to drink 3 tumblerfuls of anything. There now, child, it's all right. I can see that it wasn't your fault.
It's all over. Diana and I are parted forever.
No, don't be foolish. Mrs. Berry will think better of it when she sees that you're not really to blame. Now let's go on up and tell her how it was.
Could you please go with me? She'd probably believe you more than me.
Well, yes, I will. Come along. Stop that crying. It's going to be all the unreasonable women, she is the worst. Come along, Anne, we're going home. No, I'm not subjecting you to this pettiness any longer. Come on, move your legs, Anne.
Diana! Oh, Anne, I cried and told her it wasn't your fault, but it was no use. She said we have 1 minute, and she's already turned over the timer. 1 minute? Oh, that's not a long enough time for an eternal farewell. Oh, no. Will you promise to never forget me? Indeed I will. I know you'll have other friends, but will you? Oh, Anne, I'll never have another bosom friend. I'll never love anyone as I love you. Love me? Of course I do. Didn't you know that? No. I knew you liked me, of course, but I didn't know you loved me. Oh, it's wonderful. Say it again. I love you dearly, Anne, no matter what Mother says. And I love you. The Diana. Give me a lock of that blood process on a recording. Charlie, do you have anything to cut it with? I have my patchwork scissors. It's all over. Diana and I are parted forever. I'll never have another friend. I have a lock of Diana's hair. I'm going to sew it up in a little baggie and wear it around her neck for the rest of my life, as I fear I might not live too long. Maybe Miss Barry will let Diana come to my funeral.
Well, I don't think that there's much fear of you dying of grief so long as you can talk.
I'm going to school tomorrow.
Well, thank goodness for that, anyway.
Matthew, did you ever study geometry when you were in school?
Well, now? No, I didn't.
I wish you had. It's perfectly awful. All the other kids are so smart at it. It's extremely mortifying.
Well, now, the teacher told me that you were the smartest kid in the school and making rapid progress. And he just put you and Gilbert Blythe into the 5th class, and you're already working to be top of that class?
Well,
Is that right? You and Gilbert?
there's so many new subjects now, and we're studying agriculture, and we found out last week what makes the road red. It's the iron in the sandstone. Like the cliffs by White Sands.
Well, no.
It's comforting. Oh, we're also studying government, and Mr. Phillips said because of the premier headed to Charlottetown. Speaking of which, I wonder how Marilla and Mrs. Lynde are doing at the rally. Mrs. Lynde says that Canada is going to the dogs, and we'd soon see a blush change if women can vote. Ruby Gillis says that when a man is courting, he should agree with her mother in religion and her father in politics. Is that true?
Well, now, I don't know.
Did you ever go courting?
No, I can't say that I have.
Ruby Gillis also says that when she grows up, she's going to have ever so many beaux on the line. But I'd rather just have one and have him in his right mind. I think that there are a lot of things in this world that I quite don't understand yet.
Well, now, can't say that I understand them all myself.
Anne! Oh, Diana, what's the matter?
Oh, Anne, do come quick. Minnie Mae's awful sick. She's got croup, and young Mary Joseph and Father and Mother are away to town for the rally, and there's nobody to go for the doctor. Oh, Anne, I'm so scared.
Oh, it's okay, Diana. Matthew is going to harness the mare to get the doctor from Carmody.
Dr. DeLaurier isn't in Carmody. He went to town, and I guess Dr. Spencer would go, too. Young Mary Jo's never seen anybody with croup. Miss Lynde is away to town for the rally.
Oh, Anne. Oh, it's okay, Diana. Whenever you look after 3 sets of twins, you know exactly what to do for croup. Wait here till I get the Ipecac bottle. You may have any at your house.
Please hurry, Anne.
Let's go. Matthew.
Hey.
Spencerville.
Hi.
with ipecac in the bottle. And when the last dose went down, I said to myself, not to Diane, of course, this is the last lingering hope. 'Tis a vain one. And in about 3 minutes, she started coughing up the phlegm. Now you must imagine my relief, because it can't be expressed in words. Now you know there are some things that can't be expressed in words.
Yes. You know, the doctor said that by the time he got there, it'd have been too late.
He did?
He did. Saved that baby's life, he did.
Oh. I'm real sorry I was ever cross with Miss Kim for having 3 sets of twins. But, oh, Matthew, I'm so sleepy.
All right, I got you now.
I just couldn't go to school tomorrow. I just know I couldn't keep my eyes open all day. But Gilbert, other kids will get higher in the class.
I am sure you'll be all right by that. Let's get you into bed and get you some rest. Save that baby's life, you did.
Good morning, Marilla.
Good afternoon, Anne.
Oh, what time is it?
Nearly 1?
Oh. Marilla, is Patty asleep?
You never quite can tell. He's plenty tired enough, though. Did all your chores for you this morning. Your dinner's here on the stove. You must be hungry. Matthew's been telling me all about last night. I must say it was fortunate you knew what to do. I've never seen a case of the croup I wouldn't have had any idea myself. And you know, I can just tell from the look of you that you were just full up with speeches, but they will keep until you finish your dinner. Now, Anne, Mrs. Barry was here a little bit earlier. She's very grateful and says she would like for you to forgive her and become good friends with Diana again. But to go over there after... Oh, for pity's sake, Anne Shirley, don't fly into the air.
Can I go over there right now this afternoon?
Certainly, after you finish it. Anne Shirley, at least come back and finish your dinner. Come back and put something on you. Oh, you're awake now, are you? Anne! Anne! I might as well be calling to the wind. Look at her, tearing through the orchard with her hair streaming.
Anne! Hooray!
Look at them, dancing around like ninnies. Very clean fiddlesticks.
Seems to like the new teacher, eh?
Oh, well, another one of her kindred spirits, I guess. Oh, I just love Mr. Stacy. When he says my name, I just know that he's spelling it with an E. Mr. Stacy's got him traipsing about the woods for field days, and reciting and so on. Rachel Lynde thinks it's a great waste of time, and I agree. And now this constant foolishness.
There's something different about her.
What are you talking about, Matthew?
Our Anne. Something different than the rest of the girls.
Well, she's wilder than the others. They've had good upbringing, they know how to behave.
No, that's just the life in her.
Oh, I don't know.
Something else. Something in her looks, but not her red hair. I just don't know what it is.
Well, I'm sure I don't know either, but you let me know when you find out.
Uh-oh.
What, Matthew?
They're coming in, all of them.
No, Josie.
No!
I don't see why. It has to be Rudy or Jane.
Why?
Because.
Good morning, Marilla. Good morning, Matthew.
Good morning.
Stay here.
Why can't I? Because it's ridiculous, Josie. You don't look like a fairy queen. You don't look like a fairy at all. Well, Anne's one of the attendants, and a red-headed fairy is just as ridiculous as a fat fairy.
Here, Di, will this do? Oh, yes, it'll be perfect. Great.
Come on, let's try again. And we'll tie white roses in your hair.
Yes.
Bye, Marilla. Bye, Matthew.
Bye. Come on, Rudy.
Bye, Matthew.
Bye, Matthew.
What, Matthew?
The other girls, they have colors and things.
What?
No, our Anne, she's brighter than all of them. And you got her, why do you got to dress her like such a mouse?
What are you talking about, Matthew?
Puff sleeves. I'd like to buy some sugar, please.
Brown or white?
Brown.
How much?
Would 20 pounds be enough?
That would sure be enough.
Thank you.
Thank you. Matthew,
Oh, hello, Rachel.
you're the last person I'd expect to find looking through ribbons and thimbles. Matthew,
Yes.
what is it you're wanting to buy?
Well, I'm kind of looking.
Yes.
I'm looking for a dress.
A dress?
Yes,
A dress.
for Anne.
For Anne.
Yes.
A dress for Anne. You'd like me to help you pick out goods for a dress for Anne.
Yes, that's it in a nutshell.
Well, I will.
Well, thank you, Rachel, very much.
Matthew,
Yes.
have you anything particular in mind?
Well,
No? I'll just go by my own judgment then. I think a nice red gloria would just suit Anne. When do you think you'd need it by?
now, Christmas?
Oh, now isn't that nice? Perhaps you'd like me to make it up for her too?
That would be very nice. I'd be much obliged.
Don't you mention it.
And if it's not too much trouble, dresses are made different now. The sleeves look different than they used to. If you could make them in the new way?
Puff?
Yes.
Of course, Matthew, you needn't worry a speck more about it. I'll make it up in the very latest fashion.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you very much.
Evening, Matthew. Well, it'll be a real satisfaction to see that poor child wearing something decent for once.
Yes, it will.
And to think of Matthew taking a notice of it. That man is waking up after being asleep for over 60 years.
Matthew Cuthbert, what am I supposed to do with 20 pounds of brown sugar?
And you look so smart, too. In your new dress, and didn't you, Marilla? It's so lucky that you thought of that just in time for the Christmas concert, Matthew.
Yes, thank you again, Matthew.
Well, now,
Marilla, you haven't said anything about the concert yet. Did you like it?
Well, it was all right, I suppose, as those things go.
Diana, can you stay out here with me for just a minute before you go home?
All right. Of such foolishness, you'll both catch your death of cold.
Marilla.
Don't be bold, Anne. Let Diana get on home.
The concert tonight was just spectacular.
Oh, yes. And your solo was perfectly elegant.
Oh, did you think so?
Of course. Did I do all right, do you think?
Oh, and your recitations just brought down the house.
I was so nervous. Did I groan all right?
Oh, yes. You groaned lovely.
Really?
Really.
It truly was a memorable occasion.
Yes.
Well, now, our Anne did just as good as any of the others.
Yes, she did.
Yes.
She's a real bright child. And she did look real nice in that dress you got her.
Yes, she did.
I've been sort of opposed to this whole concert scheme, but I suppose there's no real harm in it.
Well, he's a real good teacher, that Mr. Stacy.
Yes, I guess.
I'm guessing she's going to need something more than Avenue School by and by.
Yes, I suppose the best we could do for her would be to send her to Queens for a teacher's certificate.
Queens?
Yes.
All the way in Charlottetown?
Oh, it's a long while yet.
The concert tonight was just memorable.
Oh, yes.
Anyhow, I was proud of Anne tonight. Though I'm not going to tell her so.
Why, Marilla? Why?
Well, it's well and good for us to be proud of her, but she's plenty proud enough of herself as it is.
Wasn't the boys' dialogue fine?
Oh, yes.
Let me tell you something. When you ran off the platform after your fairy dialogue, one of your roses fell out of your hair. Then Gilbert Blythe came on, picked it up, and put it in his breast pocket. How romantic is that?
I don't care. I don't waste a thought on that person.
Oh.
Girls, you're both turning blue out here. Anne, come in this instant and let Diana go home.
All right. Good night.
Good night, Anne.
It truly was romantic. Good night, Matthew. Good night, Marilla.
Good night, Anne.
Anne, you did real good tonight. Mr. Stacy said you were the bright particular star. Those were his words. But we were proud of you too. Both of us.
Thank you, Matthew. Oh, she really does look dead. Oh, yes. It makes me a little frightened.
Me too.
Do you suppose it's really right to act like this? Miss Lynn says all play acting is abominably wicked.
Ruby, it's rude to talk about Mrs. Lynn like that.
Besides, this was made hundreds of years before she was born. Jane, you arranged this. It's silly for Elaine to be talking when she's dead. All right, Anne. Elaine. Come on, girls. Phyllis, of course. One white lily. Now we must kiss her quiet brow. Smile a little, Elaine, lazy smile. Girls, your speeches? Farewell, sweet sister. Sister, farewell, forever. Now we must push the flat off. Now let's go run down to meet her Camelot people. What was that? The boat hit something, I think. Is Anne all right? Ruby, run up to the bank and look. Anne! Anne, are you all right? Diana, she doesn't want to be called Anne just now. But I want to know. Ruby, can you see her? Is she all right? Ruby? Oh, no. Tell us, Ruby. Oh, my. Come down and tell us. Ruby, come down. It's sinking. It's sinking. Oh, no. Oh, she's fainted. Anne! Ruby! She's not, we'll just worry about her later. Anne! Ruby! Anne! Diana, run up the bank with the boat to step and look. I'll get Ruby and see if we can get some help. All right. Anne! Ruby! 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 Go get some help. I'm going to go get Anne.
I only meant it as a joke. I really didn't mean to make you mad. Besides, it's so long ago. Come on, let's just be friends.
No, I don't want to be friends with you, Gilbert Blythe, nor do I ever want to.
All right. I'll never ask you to be friends again, Aunt Shirley, and I don't care either.
We thought you were drowned. How'd you get here? I climbed up on one of the bridge piles. But how'd you get to shore? Butterfly told me. Oh! But splendid of him. Oh, how romantic. Oh, yes. Oh, but of course you speak to him after this. Of course I will not. And I don't want to hear the word romantic out of your mouth again, Jane Andrews. Here they are! Matthew! I'm here! Yeah. Matthew! Marilla, she's all right. She held on to the bridge. And then Gilbert Blythe rowed her to shore.
Anne,
I'm really all right, Marilla. I was scared for a while. But I'm all right. Matthew?
will you ever have any sense?
Oh, I think I learned a very valuable lesson today.
Well, I don't quite see how.
Well, every mistake I make helps create some problem in me. And today it's because you're being too romantic.
I see.
I'm quite sure you're going to see a much more sensible Anne from now on.
Well, I certainly hope so. Diana, girls, come along with me. We'll give you a ride home.
Don't lose all of your romance. A little is okay. Just don't lose all of it.
This is all your doing, Matthew, and I wash my hands of it. If she comes home with pneumonia from sleeping in a strange bed in Charlottetown, don't you blame me.
Anne!
Matthew. Marilla. And Charlottetown is so big. And Diana said that her Aunt Josephine Barron was over. I got to stay in the fair room just like Miss Barry told me. And then we went to the fair. I never thought anything could be so interesting. There were thousands of people there. Oh, and then the next day we went for a drive in the park. And then we went to a concert at the Academy of Music. It was so beautiful. I think I lost her words. I told Miss Barry I didn't know how I could ever return to common life again after that. Miss Barry generally laughed at almost anything I said, even whenever I said the most solemn things.
Oh, did she now?
Yes. Oh, and she said I could move back and visit anytime I'd like.
Well, now.
We had a splendid time.
It sounds as if you have.
Thank you for letting me go. I feel this marks an epic in my life.
Marks of what?
An epic.
Ah.
But the best part of it all was coming home.
It was fearful quiet without you here.
I've never seen her in such a state.
Thank you, Matthew. I think I can speak for myself.
I could
see what you were just doing. And you, take your things and put them in your room before somebody trips on them.
Right.
Come back and help me with supper.
Why won't you tell her how you feel?
Well, I suppose it's because you're so ready to do it for me. I don't do that, like you and Anne.
What?
Oh, pat and talk and tell each other, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's sinful to set your heart so on another human being, just as... Anne? Mr. Stacy came to visit while you were in town with Diana. He'd like to set up an after-school class for some of his advanced students. What do you think? Would you like to go to Queens and pass for a teacher?
I'd love to pass as a teacher, but won't it be too expensive?
Well, when we took you to bring you up, we knew that you would need a good education, so you may take the Queen's class if you like.
Thank you. I'll try my best to be a credit to you, although I warn you not to expect much in geometry.
Mr. Stacy says you're diligent. If you work hard, I think you'll be just fine.
That's not all he said.
That's enough now, Anne. Go back to your room and finish unpacking your things. No. You just got back and you've got school tomorrow. You best be fresh and ready.
All right. Thank you again.
Welcome home, Anne.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Stacy.
Let's get started, shall we? 1st July, 1867. Gilbert?
Confederation, Mr. Stacy. The British North American Colonies Act creates the Union of Canada.
Correct. 27th April, 1813. Anne?
The Second American Invasion, Mr. Stacy.
Yes. Which battle? Gilbert?
American troops burn our capital, Toronto. New York, Mr. Stacy.
Correct both. 25th March, 1807. Anyone besides Anne or Gilbert? Josie?
First American infestation.
Infestation? I'm afraid not, Josie. 25th March, 1807. Gilbert?
Abolition of slavery in Canada and all of the British colonies, Mr. Stacy.
Right. 1st November 1775. And?
The first American invasion, Mr. Stacy. Capture of Montreal.
Correct. 12th September 1864.
Begin with the Conference, Mr. Stacy, on Charlottetown, Quinto Island.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Gilbert, for that fine display for our final class together. This year, that is. Now, you've all worked so hard, especially for next year, the year before the entrance exam. You all deserve a good vacation. Go out and have some fun.
Thank you, Mr. Stacy. Have a good summer. I might lock mine away in a chest in the attic. Oh, Anne! I'm serious. I might even hide the key. What's so amusing over here?
Oh, it's Anne. She was just telling us.
I see. Could I escort you ladies part of the way home?
Why, sure, Gil. I guess.
That'd be nice, I guess. Let's see. I've got one arm for each. How convenient. Yes, the doctor told him to avoid excitement, and that's easy enough. But he also told him to avoid heavy work, and you know Matthew. Telling him not to work is like telling him not to breathe. Yes. Good evening, Miss Flynn.
Anne?
Well, I'll leave you, Marilla.
Thanks for stopping by, Rachel.
Evening.
What did Mrs. Lynn want?
Oh, I missed the Aid Society meeting yesterday on account of Matthew's bad spell with his heart. And you know, Mrs. Lynde.
Yes?
I have to see what it was. So the entrance exams are in a couple months.
I wish it was June and it was all over. It haunts me. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and wonder what I'll do if I don't pass.
Well, we'll go to school and try again next year.
Oh, I don't think I have the heart for it. Especially if, all the others pass. I want so much to... Jane and Ruby are going to study to be teachers, and that's the height of their ambition. Josie says that she's going to college for education's sake because she won't have to earn her own living. Rudy McPherson is going to be a minister. Just the thought of it makes me laugh. But perhaps he'll be more intellectual looking when he grows up.
So what is Gilbert's life going to be?
I don't happen to know Gilbert Blythe's ambitions, if he has any.
Oh.
But am I talking too much? Is it hurting your head today?
No. It's getting better. It's not bad. I am going to have to see a doctor about these headaches, though. They're coming more often. As for your chatter, I don't know that I mind it so much anymore. Kind of got used to it. You don't talk nearly as much as you used to, nor use half as many big words. What's come over you, Anne?
I don't know. Somehow I don't want to talk as much. I'm going to finish this in my room.
All right. I'll call you for supper. I was thinking about it, Anne. She's getting to be such a big girl now, and she's going to be away from us next winter. I'll miss her parents.
Come and visit often.
Matthew, that's not the same. Their men don't understand these things.
of course. But I'm sure they did all right. Ruby was in hysterics.
Oh dear.
Oh, it's not it yet. Miss McDonald said she posted at once. Yes, Ruby discovered a terrible mistake she had made on her English paper. Moody knows he flunked history.
How did,
Who?
Oh, never mind.
Oh,
You know you did well though, Anne.
well, I'm sure I did all right, but I won't feel good unless I pass higher than... I want to get into the top 10 at least.
You mean you want to be...
No, Diana, it's not just that. Matthew is sure he can beat the whole island, he says, and I just have to pass high, for his sake.
All right, Anne.
Could you please wait with me? The paper will be in real soon.
I've got to go meet my father, but I'll come back and stay with you if I can.
All right, pretty please try.
Do you want to ride home with us?
No, thank you. Matthew and Marilla are at the Abbey Bank. I'll meet them there.
Oh, good. Here are the girls, so you won't be alone. Good luck, everybody. I know you did great.
Of course, Ruby. No. I'm glad you guys are here. I didn't want to see it alone.
Well, you sure won't have to do that.
Of course, there's no telling if we'll even be in today. Same as you.
Oh, I don't need to be here. I know I did well enough to get in. But Moody wouldn't come on his own. You're not here?
No.
Oh, I can't take it. I'm going home. No, I'm going to Halifax. Why is somebody let me apprentice as a carpenter? That's got to be a lot easier than being a minister.
Moody?
I'm at some point going to my parents anyway. I know I won't get in.
Moody?
I'm ready to just go now.
Now stop it. You're a smart boy. You know you are.
Sure you are, Manny.
Remember how you helped me studying for the geometry test? Well, I probably wouldn't have passed if you hadn't helped me. You're a good teacher, Moody, and I'm sure you'll be a great minister.
Well,
besides, you owe it to Mr. Stacy. He put in all that work to get ready for the entrance exam. Oh, buck up, Moody. You'll pass fine. I'm going to check now.
you know Jimmy's love and Ned Wright have a bet on it.
On what?
Who's going to win? What? Oh! I told Ned it was a waste of his money. There's no doubt in the world that Gilbert can be Anne.
Oh, Josie.
Oh, Josie. Anne.
Oh, Mom. She's got a paper.
Oh, Anne, you passed. Passed very first. Well, you're one of the first. You and Gilbert are tied, but your name is first. Oh, I'm so proud.
I passed.
Father brought the paper from the train at Bright River. I won't be here till tomorrow about now. You've all passed, every one of you. Won't Mr. Stacy be delighted?
Yeah.
Oh, Anne, how does it feel to have your name at the head of a pass just like that?
It's just, I never thought I could do it. Yes, I did. Just once. Excuse me a minute, Diana. I have to go find Matthew and Marilla. Anne! Matthew! Marilla!
Matthew, Marilla.
I passed, and I'm first. Well, one of the first. May I?
Well, I told you, I always knew it. You'd beat them all easy.
Yes, it seems as if you've done rather well for yourself.
Rather well? Rather well?
Congratulations, Anne. I knew we'd all pass.
Congratulations. Not a sister. In the happy days gone by.
You'd have known her by the merriment that sparkled in her eye. To innocence or coquetry, too fond for idle scorning. O friend, I fear the lightest heart makes sometimes heaviest mourning. Tell her the last night of my life, for ere the moon be risen, my body will be out of pain, my soul be out of prison. I dreamed I stood with her and saw the yellow sunlight shine on the vine-clad hills of Bingen, fair Bingen on the Rhine.
Bessie came with flying footsteps, eyes aglow with love light sweet, kneeling on the turf beside him, laid his pardon at his feet, and in his brave, strong arms he clasped her, kissed the face upturned and white, whispered, "Darling, you have saved me. Curfew will not ring tonight."
You should be so proud, Anne. The whole of the White Sands Hotel was just shouting for Anne. They were shouting encore. They wanted her to do it again.
Diana.
Do the funny one.
No.
Please, Matthew would love it.
No, I've kept you here too long. Your mother is going to start to wonder where you are. Come on, I'll walk you home.
Anne, you can't. It's your last night home. You have to stay with Matthew and Marilla.
All right. Thank you, Diana. I'll walk you out.
She really was splendid. You know, it was Gilbert's life. He was the one who got everyone to shout encore. What are you thinking, Anne?
Gilbert is taking the first class degree, too. I found out today.
So you're going to be in the same class again, right?
I guess. One more year. It's funny. I don't think I'd know what I'd do without him there to battle. My friend the enemy.
Can't believe you're really going tomorrow, Anne.
Don't get started. You'll just get me going, too. I'll be back on the train almost every week, I promise.
And you'll stop by on your way, right?
Of course. Good night.
I'm gonna miss you, Anne.
Now, Marilla, I do declare my recitation has made you cry.
No, it wasn't your speech. I was just wishing for a moment that you could have stayed little Anne with an E, even with all your odd ways back then. Now you're so tall and stylish. Why, it's as if you didn't even belong in Avonlea at all.
Marilla.
I just got lonesome thinking it all over.
I will always be your little Anne, no matter how tall or stylish I may be.
Harmony, next stop, Harmony.
Just 10 more minutes. I'm so glad to get home.
Me too. Homesick for poopy old Avonlea?
Oh, Josie, just stop it. I've lost 7 pounds in the last 2 weeks studying for finals.
Yes, this has been so much harder than I thought.
Are you ready, Anne?
Yes, I think so.
I wish I had your confidence. I wish I had your brain.
I don't really care. I don't pass this year, I'll just come back the next. My father can afford to send me. Oh, Josie. Oh, Josie. Are you writing an essay for the Avery Scholarship Competition, Anne? Yes, I am. Good. My English professor said he was sure you could win if you tried. Professor Tremaine said that Emily Clay was most likely to win the Avery Scholarship, and Gilbert Blythe was sure to win the medal for first in class. Oh, Josie! Oh, Josie! I can win it if I work hard. Matthew will be so proud to see me go to Redmond for a BA. You can do it, I know. Yes. I think Marilla would. But Gilbert's awfully smart at... Oh, Josie. Oh, Josie. Gil really is pretty smart at English, though. Evening, ladies. Good evening, Gilbert. I wondered if you might enjoy some company on the walk home. Why, sure, Gil. I guess. Well, good. I'll see you when we pull in. Well. Third time Gilbert Blythe has offered to carry your satchel home, Ruby. Oh, Gil is sweet. But I don't understand half the things he says. Oh? Think Sophie is much more dancing, though. But he said half the good-looking as though. Oh. I can't really tell which one is like that. Well, Ruby, you'll be sure to tell us when you figure it out. It's only a few more minutes. I think I'll go and sit with Gilbert rest of the way. You know, I never thought that Ruby would be the kind of girl that Gilbert would like. She told me once that Gilbert talked just like Anne when she had a thoughtful fit on it.
Harmony, station stop, Harmony.
In conclusion, then, I believe that each of us is possessed of a need to be of somewhere. We want a sense of place, a place to call home. Perhaps those of us for whom that need was not fulfilled until later in life feel it more keenly and cherish it more closely. I do not rightly know. I do know that I deeply cherish my home, my Canada, my beautiful Prince Edward Island, with the rich red winding roads, the emerald of its uplands and meadows, and the glowing sapphire of its encircling sea. I do know that my little town of Avonlea is the loveliest spot on this lovely island, that our homestead is the finest corner of that fine place. I have seen little of the world as yet, and know whether or not I will ever see more. I do know where I belong. My name is Anne Shirley, and I am of Green Gables.
Thank you, Anne. Miss Anne Shirley. Reading your essay for English composition.
That's perfect. That's old Harden exactly. Go on, keep doing it like the dean.
Now, let's call up your classmate, Gilbert Blythe. I understand that the two of you have been in competition for several years now, and I must say this year's contest is the closest we've ever seen at Queen's Academy. Well, this year, the winner for the gold medal for top in class is Mr. Gilbert Blythe! But wait just one moment. If Mr. Blythe attempts to continue this rivalry, he'll have to go to Nova Scotia next year, because the winner of the Avery Scholarship to Redmond College is Miss Anne Shirley!
It's not the first time I've been glad. I'm sure you like to rub things in, not be comfort.
What, soon after the famous scholars just going to sit around and read books while everyone else does the work?
No.
It's her first day back, Rachel. It's a well-deserved break.
Well,
One day. Marilla's making me. Starting tomorrow, I do all the chores till I leave for Redmond in September.
There, Rachel.
well, I'll have to tell you plain, Anne, I don't believe in the higher education of women.
Rachel.
Unfits them for a woman's true sphere.
Well, maybe a woman's sphere is just getting that much bigger.
Thank you, Marilla.
And all the way to Nova Scotia?
Well, Gilbert Blythe is going there, too.
No, he's not.
What do you mean? Yes, he is.
No, he's not. His father can't afford to send him after all. He's applied to work at the school here for the next year to earn his way through.
Oh.
I didn't think you'd be so disappointed to see the back of him.
I'm not, but... But nothing. Oh, there's Matthew. Wasn't there something that you were going to tell him?
Oh, yes. About the Abbey Bank.
Oh, Rachel, I wouldn't. I passed on what you told me last week, and he didn't want to hear a bit of it.
Well, he'd better hear this. Matthew!
Marilla?
All of our savings, every penny, is in the Abbey Bank. There's been talk about town that it's going to see some trouble. So I've been trying to get Matthew to move everything to the savings bank, and he just won't do it. You see, Mr. Abbey was always a good friend of our father. Our family has always thanked the Abbeys.
Marilla? Is Matthew well?
No, he's not. He's had quite a few bad spells with his heart this spring, and he won't spare himself a mite. I was hoping that he might pick up and rest now that you were home. Always did cheer him up, Anne.
There's just no talking to him.
I'll go out. Maybe after he's with it.
Wish her good luck.
Anne.
You've been working too hard, Matthew. Why don't you take things easier?
It's just too much to get done. I just can't seem to stop.
If I had been the boy that you sent for all those years ago, I'd be able to help you so much now. I wish I was. I wish I was.
I don't. I'd rather have you than a dozen boys. Hear me, Anne? Rather than a dozen boys.
Oh, Matthew.
It wasn't a boy who got that scholarship, now was it? It was my Anne. My Anne that I'm very proud of.
Can you rest now? Just a bit for me?
For you.
Your paper came in and I put it on your bed.
Matthew,
You think run by Mr. Abbott is good enough for me?
there's just no talking to him.
I'll talk to him after he's rested a bit.
Wish you good luck.
Well, Anne does have a way with Matthew.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
She's well educated, you see. Besides, her and Matthew are kindred spirits.
No. Oh no!
Matthew, what is it?
Matthew? What is it?
Matthew.
The bank!
Matthew!
Matthew, oh my dear Lord! Matthew, are you all right? Matthew, are you sick? Marilla, he's fainted, that's what it is. Matthew, Anne, go into town to get the doctor. Marilla! Anne! Marilla! Matthew, there's nothing we can do for him now. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, Matthew.
Marilla, was that Mr. Sadler I passed on the lane?
Yes, I suppose.
Is your head hurting today?
Yes. No, I don't know. It's not that.
You saw the eye specialist?
I saw him.
What did he say?
What did he say? Well, he said if I give up reading and sewing entirely, and if I'm careful not to cry, that my eyesight may not get any worse and the headaches will go away. But if I don't, he said I'll be stone blind in 6 months.
Oh.
Blind.
He has given you hope?
I don't call it much hope. Not to read or sew. I might as well be blind.
Marilla.
Or dead.
Marilla.
And I can't much help crying.
Would you like me to make you some tea?
Yes. Yes, I would be grateful. I'm about done out.
What did Mr. Sadler want?
He wants to buy Green Gables.
Buy Green Gables? You're not selling it.
I don't know what else to do. It won't bring much, but I reckon it'll be enough for me to live on.
You mustn't sell Green Gables.
Oh, Anne, I wish I didn't have to. But I can't stay here. Not alone.
You're not staying here alone. I'm not going to Redmond.
What?
I'm giving up the scholarship. I've already planned it out. I've been working on it all day. Mr. Barry's going to rent the farm next year, and I'm going to teach on comedy. I'm going to read to you and keep you entertained.
And I could get on real well if you were here, but I can't let you sacrifice all your ambitions for me.
Oh, I'm just as ambitious as ever. This is just a little bump in the road is all. I'll be a good teacher. I promise.
I don't think I'll let you.
I'm 17 and a half, and obstinate as a mule, as you used to call me. No one could love Green Gables the way you and I do, so we must keep it. Together.
I know that I should stick it out and make you go to college. But I know I can't, so I'm not going to try. But I will make it up to you, Anne. And I don't know what I would have done if you weren't here. If you'd never come. Oh, Anne, I know that I've been harsh and strict with you sometimes, but you mustn't think that I didn't love you as much as Matthew did for all that.
No, you don't need to.
No, I want to tell you now while I can. It's never been easy for me to speak things from my heart, but at times like this, it's easier. I love you as dear as if you were my own flesh and blood, and you've been my joy and my comfort ever since you came to Green Gables.
She told me my hair was redder than ever. Or at least when I wore black it looked better.
Well, Josie's a pie. She can't help but be disagreeable. I suppose they have some sort of use, but I couldn't tell you what that is any more than I could tell you the use of thistles.
So back to 8th party tomorrow?
Yes, back to normal. You won't mind being here by yourself, will you? There's ironing and baking to do.
No, I'll be fine. Diana's coming over. I'll try not to get her drunk. Or starch the handkerchief.
Good gracious, what a girl you were for making mistakes in them days, Anne.
Yes.
Half drowning in the pond and cracking slates over boys' heads.
Well.
So Gilbert Blythe is going to be taking the Avenue School.
Yes.
What a tall and handsome man he's becoming. He looks a lot like his father did at that age, you know. John and I were good friends. Some people even used to call him my beau. I thought that might get your attention.
No, what happened? Why didn't you?
Well, we quarreled. I wouldn't forgive him when he asked me to. I wanted to after a while, but I wanted to punish him a little bit first. He never came back. The Blythes are almighty independent, you see. Kind of wish I had, though, when I had the chance. Everyone's forgotten about John and I. I'd forgotten myself until I saw the way that Gilbert looked at you in church the other day.
And
Evening, Rachel.
Beautiful evening.
I declare I'm getting glad to sit down. Great blessing not to be fat, Marilla. I hope you appreciate it.
Oh, I'm certain I do.
Sounds pretty evenly divided, I'd say, on Anne coming back to scholarship.
Oh, you're keeping count, are you?
Well, I don't think it's pretty foolish. I'm just glad she's giving up this notion of going to college. She's got as much education now as a woman can be comfortable with.
Oh, but I'm going to take my arts course right here at Green Gables. I'm studying all that I would at college.
Oh, Aunt Shirley, you'll kill yourself.
Oh, not at all. I'll have enough time in the long winter evenings. I'm going to teach over in Carmody, you know.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. I guess you're going to teach right here in Avonlea. The trustees have decided to give you the school.
But they promised it to Gilbert Blythe.
So they did. But Gilbert went and told them he withdrew his application and suggested they hire you. He said he was going to teach at Carmody.
Oh. I don't think I ought to let him.
He knew how much you wanted to stay with Marilla. I must say it was real kind and thoughtful of him, that's what. The trustees decided to take you.
But I don't think I ought to.
Well, I don't think you can prevent him. He's pretty hard-headed, you know. He's already signed the papers with Carmody.
Oh.
Oh, and of course you'll take the school.
I don't think I ought to.
Why don't you talk it over with Gilbert?
Oh,
He's right over there waiting.
What? Rachel!
He had me come in first. Well, Marilla, since I've had my rest and I'll be on my way home, maybe you could walk me to the gate.
Oh, yes. Excuse me.
Gilbert, thank you. Thank you for giving up school for me. It was very kind of you, and I wanted to let you know I appreciate it.
It wasn't really
Really what?
all that good of me.
Gil!
I was pleased to be able to do something for you.
Are we finally going to be friends now? Have you finally forgiven me?
Oh, I forgave you a long time ago.
When?
That day by the pond, I just never told you. I've been real sorry ever since.
Well, I think we are going to be the best of friends now.
I think so. But aren't you afraid that I might break a slate over your head?
I'm worried I might break one over yours. Carrots.
We were born to be very good friends, you know.
I think so.
I think we can be a real help to each other.
Yes.
You are going to keep up your studies, aren't you? So am I.
That's wonderful.
Maybe we could study together evenings.
And mornings.
What?
At 7 before school.
Mornings at 7?
What?
At Robert Browning Hall, mornings at 7, the hillsides do curl.
Yes.
See you at 7.
Yes. Mornings at 7, the hillsides do curl. Water in the 7. Always right to the hill.